What's up, y'all? It's AJ here, back again with another reaction video. Today's video is by QOVES Studio, and it is titled, Is Ugly Hot Real When It Works versus When It Doesn't? Let's get into the video.
Has this ever happened to you? You meet a guy, and even though you can see he's not objectively attractive, you find yourself extremely drawn to his appearance. But why? Social media has labeled this phenomenon ugly hot, and while it seems to be mainly reported by women, it's probably a more universal experience. It describes a specific category of attractiveness. People who are aesthetically appealing despite having features that break conventional beauty rules. And there's actual science behind why it works. So in this video, we're breaking down the 4 factors that determine when breaking beauty rules actually works and when it doesn't. Factor 1, distinctiveness bias. Now, when it comes to conventional attractiveness, there's usually broad agreement. Most people can recognize that someone like Henry Cavill is objectively good looking, even if he's not their personal type. But with Pete Davidson, Rami Malek, or Benedict Cumberbatch, the reactions are completely split. So what makes ugly hot so divisive? Research by Ernegop found that facial attractiveness judgments are split roughly 50-50 between shared standards like averageness and symmetry and individual taste. But people differ in how much they weigh each side. For some viewers, averageness and symmetry dominate. When these people look at Rami Malek's eyes or Benedict Cumberbatch's elongated face, their brain immediately flags these features as deviations from average, aka flaws. They genuinely cannot understand the appeal. But for others, their brains weigh distinctiveness and memorability more heavily. These viewers are drawn to faces that stand out, even if they break conventional rules. But this doesn't explain why someone like Pete Davidson went from being mocked at the beginning of his career to being considered attractive by millions just a few years later. Factor 2, the familiarity effect, might answer this. Research by Peskin and colleagues found that repeated exposure increases the attractiveness of faces. This also includes those with distinctive features. Through familiarity, our brain learns to see these faces as more attractive rather than strange. The same familiarity effect explains why people tend to prefer their mirror reflection over photos of themselves. You see your mirrored face every day, and your brain always prefers the familiar. During his early years on Shameless, Jeremy Allen White received a lot of negative comments about his looks. But as millions of people became repeatedly exposed to his face, across 7 seasons and later in shows like The Bear, many started finding him increasingly attractive. The features didn't change, the perception did. And then there's also a third factor at play, accessibility. Research on associated mating shows that people tend to pair up with partners of similar attractiveness levels. But this isn't just about preference, it's also about strategy. Studies by Aviles and colleagues found something counterintuitive. While people feel more committed when they perceive their partner as attractive, they feel less committed the more attractive their partner perceives themselves to be. In other words, dating someone who knows they're a 10 comes with hidden costs. For instance, the more attractive someone is, the more mating opportunities they have. Rhodes and colleagues found that attractive individuals have significantly more romantic options, which naturally creates more competition and relationship instability. So for many people, someone who's ugly hot isn't just attractive in their own right, they're also more realistic, more attainable, and potentially more committed. But if accessibility is such an advantage, why are only some people with unconventional features regarded as ugly hot, while others aren't? The answer lies in factor 4, conventional foundation. Take Anya Taylor-Joy. She's often described as unconventionally attractive, but if you actually measure her facial features, she has nearly all the research-based hallmarks of beauty: high symmetry, full lips, homogeneous skin, defined jawline, and so on. Her face follows every conventional rule except one. Her eyes are unusually wide set. Or look at Matt Smith. He has sparse eyebrows and a slightly oversized nose, but when you adjust these 2 features, you become
Slightly oversized nose. What makes her nose slightly oversized? It's just the size that it is. That don't make sense to me. Maybe it's based off of measurements. I don't understand.
Conventionally attractive. When someone is called ugly hot, they usually have a lot of conventional beauty that's mixed with just 1 or 2 distinctive features. So when you combine all 4 factors, the answer becomes clear. Yes, ugly hot is actually a thing, and it makes a lot of sense. Though we'd argue social media chose the wrong name for this phenomenon. These people often aren't ugly at all. They're attractive in a way that breaks some conventions, sure, but for some that makes them even more appealing than seemingly perfect faces like Henry Cavill's. Whether you have distinctive traits or more conventional proportions, You need to play the cards you're dealt as best as possible. That only works if you understand them. So if you want us to analyze your face, head over to goose.com.
I'm not sure what to think about this video. I thought it was going to be more interesting to me. Basically, I just feel like I just learned that I'm ugly, and apparently everybody else in the comments also think they ugly. Somebody said I'm ugly cold. I'm ugly. Basically, these people are generally attractive with one or two flaws which stand out. Somebody said you should make a video on how aging can be hot or even make people look hotter. I've realized that as well, that some people, some celebrities who weren't as attractive when they were younger look more attractive now that they're older, and it's very interesting. Calling them ugly hot feels like a backhanded compliment. Can we just accept that attractiveness can come in many forms? Beauty is not rigid. Exactly. I agree with them. Who is calling Tessa Thompson ugly hot? Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me any video recommendations down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.